Good morning. I had a nightmare last night. I dreamed that I was a driver transporting people back and forth from their home to the airport or anywhere else they might want to go in all of Southern California. And I used to do that. And I did that for about 16 years. The last 6 years, I had my own business. But at this point in this dream, I hadn't established my own business yet. And I was working for a upper level transportation company. 30% of his customers were coming from $3 to $5 million homes. And we used to transport these people. So in this dream, I was talking to someone, and it paid well. And I had these two wines. No, it wasn't wine. It was wine. No, it was whiskey. So just expensive whiskey. And I had two. I had one brand and another brand, and I was letting a friend taste some of both of these brands. And one of the brands was so smooth, you couldn't even taste it. You couldn't even feel it going down. And we both were sipping on that and just talking. My apartment overlooked the city, which in real life I had an apartment that overlooked the city back in 1979. It was in West Hollywood. Across the street was the Comedy Store. But anyway, we were sipping on this wine a little bit, and I realized it was time for me to go and pick up one of our customers. And I wasn't drunk. I had just only taken a sip. And so something happened. And I checked my clock, and I had not set my clock to daylight savings time. That meant that I was it was an hour behind what time it actually was. It read 5 o'clock, but it was actually 6 o'clock. That was going to make me late for picking up my customers. It was the traffic is terrible out here in LA. And at that time it was. Now it's easing up a lot because Trump is putting a lot of the illegals out of here. So the traffic is half of what it used to be. Zoom's pretty good. But at this point, on this day, I knew the traffic was going to be thick. It was a Sunday. So I'm panicking because our only unwritten rule was to never be late. And that because I was an hour behind what time I thought it was, there is no way that I was not going to be late. You have to understand that our whole creed is that we're never late. And I was going to be late picking up this customer, an important customer. I was panicking because I knew that even one time you're fired. He pays you too well to fuck around. So I panicked. I was panicking. I woke up. Not because I was going to be fired, but because I knew better. And I was a better man than this. I was a better man than that. And I was top driver. And it's an unwritten rule. You go. And I woke up. I'm so glad. After about 40 minutes of being woke, it took 40 minutes for me to calm down. But I'm still nervous behind that. And this is an hour and a half later. I was so glad when I realized that I was just having a dream. Because I was the man. I'm the man. You know, and you break that rule, man, you better have let them know way ahead of time. Because Eddie, who was the dispatcher, did not play. Okay, he didn't play with nobody. And by me not giving them enough time to get somebody else, like way ahead of time, man, you know, it better be 2 hours ahead of time. If you let him know that you're going to be late, late picking up that customer so he can get somebody else in there, okay? And he didn't play. And I respected him for that. And he respected me because I was never late. And I was one of the most requested drivers. But that rule stood. And he was not going to play. He was going to say, bring it back. And when he walked through the door, he was just going to stick his hand out. He would drop the keys in his hand and you're out. And so I was so relieved when I realized that after I woke up that this was just a dream. Because I actually took pride in that job. I liked it. I liked one of those $3 million homes and picking people up. And just driving, seeing all of Southern California. There's no other company like his. He was number one. And he actually helped me get started in my own business. He changed us from commission drivers to independent operators. That means that you had to go and establish your own license and become your own business. And that's what got some of us started in our own business, at least for me. The name of my company was Chuma Transport Lines. And I got contracted work through him, several other sources, and even started getting my own customers. But anyway, that was a terrible nightmare for somebody like me, the number one driver. Well, one of the top drivers. And to make a fundamental error like that, not tolerated. So glad it was just a dream. Don't eat a bunch of sugar and candy before you go to bed. See you next time.